Oakland Raiders on Sunday Night NFL. The Minnesota Vikings have squandered a 4-0 start and are now fighting for their playoff lives. At 5-5, they can't deal with the damage of another direct hit. These are desperate times for the Silver and Black, who find themselves on the verge of playoff extinction. At a disappointing 4-6, Oakland is now in a must-win mode. Everybody, I'm Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann and Mark Malone. Welcome to Oakland for the NFL on ESPN. Dennis Green comes into tonight's game looking to end a 4-game losing streak and rediscover his offense. Brad Johnson gets the started quarterback in place of the injured Warren Moon. But more than anything else, the Vikings need to run the football. In their last 3 games, they have amassed a total of just 74 yards rushing. And, Joe, they'll need to do a whole lot better than that tonight to have any chance of winning.
And here's why, Michael. The Raiders are committed to running the football behind a huge offensive line that carries a 36-pound weight advantage per man. I mean, it's real simple. John Randall and the defensive unit are missing 3 starters, and they'll wear down if the offense can't control the ball. The Vikings know it. The Raiders know it. And believe me, Mike, this is a game that Mike Watt knows is going to be won in the trenches.
All right, Joe, and it's a good weather night for that. It's been raining here in the Bay Area, and the forecast is for more of the same. And just a reminder, Mark Malone is with us throughout the night with looks at key matchups in his Spotlight segments. Mitch Berger will kick off as the Raiders have won the toss and they'll receive. There's Berger, number 2 in the NFL in touchbacks. Napoleon Kaufman back with Carl Kidd. Kaufman averaging 21-1 a return. And we are set to go from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Berger drives it 8 yards deep in the end zone, and the Raiders will take a knee. For the Raiders offense, Jeff Hostetler already has 16 touchdown passes, his career best of 20 in a season, well within reach. Tim Brown is on target to be the team's club record 95 catches in a year. He has 61, which is 3rd in the AFC. Barrett Robbins in his 2nd year, the starting center. The Raiders feel he will continue the tradition of excellence and longevity at that spot. Jet and Brown, the split receivers. They'll start it on the ground with Kaufman, and he dives for about 4 yards. The Viking defense has struggled, but they do have 3-time Pro Bowler John Randall up front since '93. His 44 sacks coming into the weekend lead the NFL. Dixon Edwards, a fine acquisition from Dallas, leads the team in tackles, is only 4 shy of matching the career best. In the secondary, Dwayne Washington, the big play man, 3 interception returns and a fumble return for a touchdown in less than 3 years in the league. Kaufman across the 25, pounds his way out near the 28-yard line.
Michael, there you go. I mean, this is what you're seeing the Oakland Raiders want to do. They want to come out and pound at that lighter defensive line of the Minnesota Vikings. Napoleon Kaufman, a guy who can run inside and outside because of his quickness.
The Vikings defense almost set up backward from what you would normally expect. They need to be ahead to be at their best. And there's Foge Fazio, the defensive coordinator. Third and a couple. Hostetler to throw. Now he'll run for the first down and dives to the 31. Hostetler's mobility has always been a great asset.
It really is, Mike. But the thing that Jeff does now is he's into the game totally. He tries to go for the short pass to get it, the first down. Okay, he doesn't have what he wants. Now, instead of trying to challenge it, he realized he only needs 3 yards. He gets out and gets down. I mean, Haas is playing as well as he's played, I think, in the last 3 or 4 years as a Raider coach, as a Raider.
Dixon Edwards, the acquisition from Dallas, a key to stopping the run. Here's Kaufman, hit in the backfield and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play by Jason Fisk, the two-year man out of Stanford. Now, he helps them be a little more physical up front.
And when I talked to Foge Fazio earlier today, he said that Jason Fisk, the one thing he can do is he can fire the gaps and get off the ball real quick. That's his big strength, and that's exactly what we saw there.
The Vikings missing two starters on the down line tonight, Alexander and Tua Olo, and their strong safety, Robert Griffith, also out. 2nd and 11. Motion. And that was the tight end, Andrew Glover, who was playing fullback tonight because of an injury to Derek Fenner and the absence of Joe Aska.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 66 and number 87.
Bob McElwee, the referee, making the call. What a shock, a flag on the Raiders.
Well, it is a little bit of a shock, Mike, only because their defense has been the side of the ball that's committed a lot of it. You take a look at these penalties, the most in the NFL this season, 98, most penalty yards, 778. That time it was an offensive illegal procedure, not something they do often. Maybe they're trying to catch up to the defense.
2nd and 16 after the 5-yard walk-off. The quick out to Jet. Back past the original line of scrimmage out near the 32-yard line. Washington over there on the coverage. So they had a 2nd and 11, gained 5 on that. 2nd and 16, gained 6 on that play. But the penalty leaves them with a 3rd and 10. Harvey Williams in the lineup, so is Darryl Hobbs as they go to 3 wide. Vikings come with a 4-man rush. Hostetler the time. Tipped twice, incomplete. Off the hands of Ricky Dudley, and Harlan Barnett nearly had a shot at it. Dixon Edwards also back there.
Jeff Hostetler figuring, all right, I'll work the inside against the linebackers and the strong safety. Of course, Ricky Dudley, you have to remember, Mike, he's not played a lot of football. And I'm sure he hasn't played in a lot of weather like this. So to handle a high, hard one is not going to necessarily be that easy for him.
Gossett to punt to Amp Lee, who waits back inside his 30 as David Palmer, injured and can't play tonight. 8th in the conference in punt returns. Low returnable kick for Lee at the 29. Amp Lee, midfield and more. There is a marker down back at the 38 after a 26-yard return on a low driving 39-yard punt. Speaking of penalties, the Vikings are 3rd in the NFL in penalties.
Number 81 during the return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And moving up as we speak. The Vikings will have the ball when we come back.
All right, gentlemen. Tomorrow, your butts are mine. Lights out.
Man, I'm hungry. Russell Athletic Wear is made to handle the toughest situations on and off the field.
Hot dog.
First fry.
Hamburger.
Tacos.
Tacos grande.
Pizza.
Coach, going somewhere, ladies. Hard work.
Dedication.
Commitment.
Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
Get up there, Lord, bud. Go.
I'll see man at his best. And children at their brightest. I'll feel the power and the glory of a great story on a super flat system screen that adds dimension. A dome sound system that surrounds me, and I'll direct it all from the palm of my hand.
The new Super Flat System TV from Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
How far can MasterCard take you? Here in Australia, MasterCard takes you into the future. The new MasterCard Cash Card. A MasterCard you can use just like cash. It's happening right now down under, and it's on its way here.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Packard Bell, the world's #1 selling home computer, by Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time, and by American Airlines, something special in the air.
The Vikings get their first possession. Brad Johnson with Leroy Horde, the newly acquired free agent. They want to run with Leroy Horde. And big number 44 roars out to the 34-yard line. For Minnesota's offense, Brad Johnson starts for the injured Warren Moon. He was ineffective in his last start, but has played well otherwise. Chris Carter having another Pro Bowl year. With 5 catches tonight, he would rise to number 11 all-time in NFL receptions. Up front, Randall McDaniel, the only lineman with more than 4 years in the NFL. He is a 7-time Pro Bowler. Warren Moon with the bad ankle, who will celebrate his 40th birthday tomorrow, simply cannot go tonight. Leroy Horde again pounding toward the 35, about a yard shy of a first down. The Raider defense anchored by Chester McLaughlin, a Pro Bowler the last 2 years. He leads the team with 4 sacks. It took Mike Jones 4 years to become a starter, but with his speed and quickness, he's been the Raiders' top tackler ever since. And Terry McDaniel has been to 4 straight Pro Bowls and leads the team in interceptions. He has 31 in his career. It will be 3rd and a yard for the Vikings. Amp Lee checks into the lineup for the first time. He'll be the single setback. Johnson couldn't find his receiver, dives, got a first down. Good presence of mind by Brad Johnson. They went for a quick shot, couldn't find it.
When I talked to Brian Billick, the Vikings offensive coordinator, earlier today, he told me that Brad Johnson's probably going to have to run for some first downs on 3rd and short or 3rd and long if the Vikings want a chance to win. Now, they talk about the running game, Mike, and what's important, as Brian said, is the running game can come from the quarterback as well as Leroy Horde tonight. So just don't look for it as a running back.
But that was simply something that Warren Moon on that bad ankle could not do. Johnson to throw on first down, airs it out for Carter, overthrown by 5 yards. Good coverage by Albert Lewis, and McLaughlin was putting the pressure on.
Chester McLaughlin, number 91, is a presence always in the middle. He's up against David Dixon, number 71, who's 360 pounds. Now, you got a lot of beef. There's a pair of 300-pounders just going at one another.
There's McLaughlin, last 2 Pro Bowls. Guilty of 3 times jumping off sides a week ago. Delay, Horde, nothing. Nice tackle by John Stone. Russell Maryland came in to help out. Leroy Horde, who had some fine seasons for Cleveland, started this season with Baltimore, then went to Carolina for 3 games. He is very grateful to have another opportunity to play in the NFL.
And right now, he really is the Vikings' best running back. Even though he's only been there a short period of time, he gives them a little more versatility in the running back position than, say, a Scotty Graham or even an Amp Lee does.
3rd and 9. Here comes the blitz. Johnson unloads. He's got a first down out to the 49-yard line. Nice job by the offensive line. And they got the pass to Jake Reed for his first catch.
And a nice job by Amp Lee picking Albert Lewis up coming off the corner. Albert Lewis is not going to come with a lot of tenaciousness. He's been injured a little bit. But Amp Lee sets up real nice and protects Brad. Watch the left side of your screen. Number 32. He knows who he's got. Does a nice job of standing in and giving his quarterback a little room, not getting knocked back into his lap.
First down at the 49 for Minnesota. Horde. Nice cutback for Leroy Horde, and second effort gets him across the 45 to the 43. When Robert Smith was injured, the running game totally disappeared. Now, Denny Green said last night, what would Dallas do without Emmitt Smith? But he still brings in Leroy Horde. And look what they did the last 3 games. 11, 48, and 15. 11 yards rushing.
But, Mike, when you take a look at the defensive side of it, they have so much of a problem because they're on the field so long. They're giving up 199, 200 yards, and 96 yards. So they do coincide with one another.
So they would love to control the clock. And Horde is the guy who they're counting on to do it. This time they give it to Scotty Graham, who gets his first carry of the ball game. Graham out of Ohio State. He was actually the blocking back for Robert Smith when he was there.
The other thing you want to focus on for the Minnesota Vikings is the right side of their line consists of David Dixon, 360, Corey Stringer, 360, and starting a rookie, Hunter Goodwin at tight end, who's 275. If they're going to run, Mike, I think they might want to run to that side.
Good choice. 3rd and 3. Ampley is the setback. Play action by Johnson. He's in trouble. Swilling chasing. Bought time and throws for a first down at the Raider 37-yard line. What a job by Brad Johnson, just juking back and forth to keep Swilling away from it.
And Pat Swilling did exactly what the defense requires him to do, hold contain. He doesn't buy the fake now. He's behind Johnson. He puts his hands up. When Johnson stops, he stops. But the footing out there isn't that great. Brad buys just a little more time. Of course, performs the cardinal sin of a quarterback, throwing back across the field. Every now and then, though, you get away with one.
That was really nifty. He's got a first down. Poured back in. Johnson wants to throw on first down. And incomplete. Tried to get it to his tight end, Greg DeLong. He couldn't hold on. Lewis with the coverage.
Greg DeLong has a total of 4 receptions all year. Albert Lewis is what one might deem a perennial All-Pro.
Yeah.
I think you might call that a mismatch.
You don't want to go there very often.
Not if, you know, that was a good job by the Raiders of figuring out who the Vikings might want to go after.
Spot the ball just inside the 38-yard line. 6:28 to go. First quarter, there is no score. Back to Horde. And Leroy Horde cracks through a huge gap down to the 25-yard line. Eddie Anderson made the tackle. Right now, you've got to say Leroy Horde is a heck of an investment.
Oh, he really is. But again, which side did they run to? They ran on the right side. McDaniel coming off 64 does a nice job on the nose. And Stussy on the other side does a nice job of sealing off the backside. That's very important, Mike. They call the onside where you're running. The backside is the side way. Most guys make tackle in pursuit.
Horde, 5 carries, 28 yards here in the first quarter. Horde off the left side. Got a hole there and slaps his way down to the 21-yard line. Dennis Green said he was going to make a change in the offensive line tonight, putting Dixon in there for John Jarek, who's about 285, and said he's just a little guy. That makes them more physical up front.
It does, and the thing you want to look at, you talk about physical, Randall McDaniel against Chester McLaughlin, number 64 against number 91. It's a wrestling match. That's all it is. It's a wrestling match, and he doesn't get the takedown, but I think he gets a point for control.
Yeah, he does. That's right. Almost got the takedown. 13th play of this drive coming up. Scotty Graham is the running back. Johnson unloads. Reed went inside. The pass went outside. Terry McDaniel was back there, but it was the pattern that caused the incompletion.
One thing that's unique about the way the Minnesota Vikings work their practice schedule with their quarterbacks is because of Warren Moon's age, he only really works Wednesday and Thursday. Brad Johnson works the entire practice on Friday. That's very unusual because most starters, I was one, just didn't want the other guy to work at all. And so for Brad to miscue like that, you can't blame it on not getting enough work.
3rd and 6. Here comes the blitz. Again, good protection. What a catch inside the 10-yard line. Jake Reed with a marvelous catch. It will be 1st and goal for the Vikings.
That's what a guy who's 6'3" can give you. He's not only that, he's got long arms. Can't get it off unless you get good protection. Good job up front by Christie and Dixon. So he's got the time to throw. Now watch his catch. Falling down, slipping and coming back. Unbelievable.
Terry McDaniel was right there. Still it's a 1st down, 1st and goal. Ford with Evans in there as a blocking back. Leroy Horde trying to get outside. That one isn't going to work. Although Horde manages to get a yard out of it by cutting back inside.
People like to look at running backs and they run 60 yards and everybody says, oh, what a great run. You can have great runs that gain 1 yard. That was a great run by Leroy Horde. His patience at waiting for a little seam to open up and taking a 4-yard loss and making it a 1-yard gain.
Scotty Graham comes in the game. Dennis Green couldn't have asked for anything better. They used up nearly 8 minutes off the clock. They have run the ball effectively. Johnson, play action. And throws this one away. He tried to get it to Chris Carter on the quick post. Carter was very well covered. And then Johnson made the good decision and just got rid of it.
And when in doubt, throw to the guy in the yellow poncho. I mean, that was one of my philosophies all along. Dennis Green, you're right, Mike. He's getting out of his offense exactly what he hasn't gotten the last 3 weeks. Control of the ball game, especially early.
Both teams came in with the mindset, we're going to run the football. 3rd and goal. Johnson dumps it off to Graham. Scotty Graham down to the 2-yard line.
Oh, there should be no hesitation for him to try and kick the field goal. Dennis Green can't even think about this. Nice presence by Brad Johnson. Good job by that offensive line. Great initial strikes. And then he just dumps it off to the guy that's checking down. Sometimes, Mike, the guy that's right in front of you, it's so hard to see him. I mean, it's hard to explain, but you're looking down the field and you can't find him. That time he did.
Scott Sisson trying to make this drive pay off with at least 3. It will be from 22 yards. And Sisson connects. An impressive first-quarter drive for the Minnesota Vikings. They make it pay off. They're up 3-0.
Straight talk about hair restoration with Dr. L. Lee Bosley.
How natural is a hair transplant from Bosley Medical?
Now, in highly skilled hands, a hair transplantation can become virtually undetectable. Many of my patients reported that even their own barbers or hairstylists are unable to detect that they've had hair restoration performed.
How dramatic are the results?
Some years ago, we here at Bosley Medical had a patient who had gone to his 10th high school reunion and had been voted the baldest man in his class. We restored his hair, and when he went to his 20th high school reunion, he was voted the man with the best head of hair in his class.
Don't wait another day. Do something about your hair loss. Call 1-800-414-4700 now for this free guidebook and video from the Bosley Medical Institute. That's 1-800-414-4700. It could be one of the most rewarding calls you ever make.
For years, ESPN has been working to improve sports for the fan.
Designed to extend the season for fans in places like frigid Lambeau Field, the Toasty Ball is heated by a small plutonium furnace. But at 130 degrees, it's too hot to handle.
But experiments like Toasty Ball did lead to a breakthrough in coverage for all sports. ESPN Net Sports Zone. With Chris Mortensen's column, drive charts, everything you need to be a better fan. ESPN Net Sports Zone. Technology for you.
The Raiders hurt themselves on the opening drive with the penalty. There's nothing new in that. Many years they've led the NFL in penalties, but these are different kind of penalties that are hurting them now.
They really are, Mike. They used to commit penalties of aggression, you know, the 15-yarders, and they could live with them. Now what they're doing is they're committing penalties of careless nature, like an offsides we saw in the first drive, or like jumping offsides on defense.
Berger to kick off as the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. Kaufman and Kidd deep to return, and Berger again sticks it into the end zone, and the Raiders will take it at the 20-yard line. Timeout on the field, 2:45 to go first quarter, a 3-0 Viking lead.
The first thing she said was, "Mommy, I've never seen the clouds from the top before." Flying for our daughter came sooner than any of us expected.
Hey, you get to go on first.
They said she needed some tests in Boston. We didn't know how we were going to pay for the flight. But then our doctor told us about this thing called Miles for Kids in Need. It's an American Airlines program where people donate some of their frequent flyer miles and American picks up the rest. I hear they've helped thousands of kids. You know, I really wasn't sure how she'd take to the idea of flying, but she loves it. She can't wait to get up there again, where she says the sun is always shining and the sky is always blue.
Introducing McDonald's Deluxe Sandwiches. They're new, they're big, with fresh toppings and a bakery soft roll. The average adult has over 8,000 taste buds. Get ready to use them all. It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste.
Buy Sega Saturn between now and the end of the year, and we'll give you 3 top-selling arcade games free. That's Virtua Cop, Daytona USA, and Virtua Fighter 2. $189 value, free.
Al Davis of the Oakland Raiders. How many times have we seen his face after a major penalty has hurt the Raiders either offensively or defensively? It seems to be a thing that you just show it all the time.
And nothing hurts him more, Mike. I mean, Al Davis is so committed to winning and so committed to excellence that when something like that happens, he eats him up inside.
Kaufman is the deep back in the eye. And he'll get the carry. Tries to cut it outside. Harlan Barnett is there coming up from his safety spot along with the corner, Corey Fuller, number 27. This is a good Vikings defense, but they have always predicated everything on being ahead and being able to really run and play freelance football. In the past few weeks, they haven't been ahead. They've been getting killed.
They're more a quickness defense than a power defense, Mike. They rely on getting to the ball. They rely on making sure that the offense has to throw the football. And John Randall's as good as it is at getting the quarterback.
He is their superstar on defense. They'll try to run the sweep with Kaufman, and the Vikings string it out beautifully, and Napoleon Kaufman hit out of bounds. There is a flag on Minnesota. Kaufman clearly out of bounds when he was hit, and we mentioned the Vikings are not far behind the Raiders in stupid penalties.
No, and that one ranks right up there. You know, they're third, Mike, but they're trying to get to second real fast.
Personal foul. Lead hit out of bounds. 42 defense. 15 yards. First down.
That's Harlan Barnett, who is starting at strong safety for Robert Griffith.
Napoleon Kaufman just trying to outrun this defense and can't. Gets to the sideline. Now he's out of bounds, and then he deliver the blow. I mean, you got to be hitting with your eyes closed. That's the only thing I can think of. Plus, see, that kind of a play for the Raiders on offense, Mike, just won't work. The Viking defense is built to run sideline to sideline. If you're going to hurt them, you're going to have to hurt them straight ahead. Especially when you got a 36-pound per man difference.
And they've got 2 tight ends right now, Glover and Dudley, both in there. Play action by Hostetler. Over the middle behind Tim Brown, and it hit Corey Fuller in the hand. Prime Monday, tomorrow night at 7:30. Mike Tirico and Sterling Sharp in the game. Preview the Monday night game between the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. We'll have live reports from Texas Stadium, Chris Mortensen with the latest NFL news, and backstage with Robert Brooks and Antonio Freeman. Tomorrow night, Prime Monday. Spot the ball at the 42nd and 10 for the Oakland Raiders. They're down 3-0. Kaufman slips a tackle, then is overwhelmed to 43. He came into the game averaging 6.2 yards a carry, and now is getting most of the work as opposed to Harvey Williams.
And you know what's incredible about that, Mike? He's carried the ball prior to tonight 72 times. This isn't a guy who's carried the ball 15 times and is averaging 6 yards. He's carried the ball, 70 some odd times, and he's still averaging 6.2 a carry.
5'9", 180, exceptionally strong bench presses, over 400 pounds. So he can take the pounding. 3rd and 7. Harvey Williams checks in. 4-man rush. Good protection for Hostetler. Now forced. On the run, incomplete. Woods got, Darrell Hobbs got a hand on it, couldn't hold it. And Corey Fuller was right there with him, so the Raiders will have to punt again.
The Raiders are not doing on offense what they wanted to do, Mike. They're forced to throw. They're coming up in 3rd and longs. Give a lot of credit to that Minnesota Vikings defense that's missing 3 starters, stopping the run.
Dennis Green made a good point, though. He said instead of playing 3 guys who are better players who are hurt, we're playing 3 healthy guys tonight. Gossett to punt to Amp Lee. Nice high floater this time. And Lee makes the fair catch inside the 20. 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. A 3-0 Viking lead.
You love Jock Jams Volume 1. Now, ESPN and Tommy Boy Music give you Jock Jams Volume 2. Jock Jams Volume 2. More of the hottest crowd pumping jams of all time. Jock Jams Volume 2. Available in record stores everywhere.
This is how we do it.
I've had a computer for a couple of years now, but to be honest, I didn't see what all the fuss was about. Then I got America Online. Now I use it all the time. It makes my life easier. Watch. Use email to send messages to family and friends. Point and click your way around the internet with America Online's great new web browser. And there's more. Scan hundreds of magazines, get sports scores, enjoy hobbies, even shop online. So call this toll-free number and get everything you need to make your life easier and more fun.
Every week, Barron scours the investment world for growth opportunities. With comprehensive coverage of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, everything that could affect your finances. Subscribe with your credit card now and get 17 weeks of Barron's for the price of 13. That's 4 more opportunities to turn money into wealth. Get 17 weeks of Barron's for only $37. That's 4 weeks free. Call now toll-free in the continental U.S. 800-228-5400. That's 800-228-5400.
Welcome back to Oakland. John Randall in our spotlight. How do you neutralize the greatest defensive tackle in the last 3 years in the game? Well, you go right after him with a lot of humanity. Take a look at this. They double team him and go right at him. Gogan and Kennedy had 650 pounds of humanity at John Randall again, coming after him again and just driving him back. But look what happens when you single him. When you single him, he walks Wisniewski right back to Hostetler. And look at these numbers so far on John Randall. He has been doubled 6 of 10 times. They've rushed at him 3 for 7 yards, 4 for 9 yards, no tackles, 1 quarterback hit. Mike?
All right, Mark, thank you. And he was really hurt when Henry Thomas left this ball club because they formed a tremendous tandem in there as tackles. You had to double team one of them every time. Back to the ground game, and Leroy Horde will pick up a couple. Psychologically, the Vikings have to be extremely encouraged after that opening drive, and everybody is going to be Leroy Horde's new best friend.
Well, you know, the thing is, too, Mike, they're running on 2nd and long. This is normally a passing situation with a healthy Warren Moon in there, and this just lends support to Brad Johnson.
Evans in motion. Play action for Johnson. And he throws wide of Evans. Evans didn't help Brad Johnson very much that time. He went out and set. Johnson started to throw, and he moved inside 2 steps, and the ball went whistling by him.
You know, that's what happens when you get a guy who's not a natural receiver. Natural receivers have the ability to see where a defensive guy is coming from and anticipate the move to an area for the quarterback. When you're a running back like Charlie is, you know, it's just something alien to him.
And he only has 11 catches all year. Amp Lee is back in there on 3rd and long. Johnson with time, throws a strike to Reed. Jake Reed is gone. 82 yards for a touchdown. Terry McDaniel had a shot at him and couldn't make the tackle.
You've got a physical mismatch with Jake Reed and Terry McDaniel. One's 5'10", the other's 6'3". But also, Mike, Terry McDaniel's strength, I think, is his quickness. He jumps inside And what happens is Jake just gets up the field. And the field conditions being where they are, everybody sort of goes flying by, and the big guy just takes off and keeps on running.
Jake Reed with his 5th touchdown catch of the year and his longest play of the season. Brad Johnson, who would be 3rd in the NFC if he had enough attempts as far as quarterback ratings are concerned, throws an 82-yard strike to Reed. Reed in the first quarter, 106 yards on 3 catches. Scott Sisson for the point after. The end of the first quarter, a spectacular play and a 10-0 Minnesota lead.
To test their latest parka, Mother Gert Boyle, son Tim, head for the mountains. Columbia Sportswear, one tough mother.
Carbon monoxide isn't the only thing to worry about coming from your tailpipe, because with every stroke of your engine, motor oil is being vaporized into exhaust, leaving less and less protection. That's why there's Castrol GTX 10W30. Of every leading 10W30, Castrol provides the most protection against volatility burn-off. So use Castrol, or watch more of your protection go up in smoke. Castrol GTX, the most protection against volatility burn-off.
If one more worker makes it through the day safely, then Travelers has done its job. We've made your job more secure. In business, as in life, what we all need, insurance from Travelers provides. Something to hold on to.
McDonald's new Crispy Chicken Deluxe. With an all-white meat breast filet, fresh lettuce, and tomato on a bakery soft roll. It's a grown-up reminder that you're never too old to drool. It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste.
McDonald's presents the breakaway of the day.
You've heard of Big Macs? Here's a big hit. Carnell Lake nails Mark Brunell. Steelers against Jags. He's gone. 85 yards. He could go all the way. The Steelers beat the Jaguars 28-3.
Hey, Boomer, how about the one we had? That ranks up there with the breakaway of the day, doesn't it?
There's a breakaway, and there's the guy that did it.
82 yards for Jake Reed from Brad Johnson. 10-0 Vikings. Kidd from the 11-yard line. Has a seam up the middle, cuts it back to the 35. Joe, let's go back to the touchdown pass over Terry McDaniel.
Well, what happens, Mike, is corners like to take different techniques. There's Eddie Anderson. He's watching the tight end. Terry McDaniel's going to jump inside. As Jake Reed leaves, he's just going to trail him. If it was an out ball, he'd have had it, but Jake kept running up the field. Good 5-step drop. Brad gets the ball out in a hurry. Terry's caught behind him, and now with Jake's size and speed, no one's going to bring him down one-on-one. 82 yards later, you get a touchdown.
If that ball isn't thrown on a line, Eddie Anderson gets there.
Exactly.
Kaufman is the setback. Let's see if the Raiders stick to the ground. They do on first down, and Kaufman is stuck to the ground after a big hit by Harlan Barnett.
That's the other thing that the Vikings do on defense. They get their safeties up around the line of scrimmage. Very similar to what you see out of San Francisco safety, and really specifically Merlin Hanks. Here comes the no huddle now by the Oakland Raiders.
3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the left. Hostetler, that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. And the fans are restless.
Well, and you know something? That was blocked well. Just, you got to give credit to that relentless front four of the Minnesota Vikings. This is the, I've renamed this. This is the H gun for Hawks. You have the K gun up in Buffalo. Right. This is the H gun here in Oakland.
Well, the H gun is firing blanks right now. 1 out of 5 for 6 yards. Hostetler forced to roll out of the pocket. Throws on the run to Tim Brown. His favorite receiver down to the 43-yard line. Sean Van Horst made the tackle, but the 62nd catch of the year for Tim Brown, on a pace to break the club record.
Again, Haas buying a little bit of time. Good pass protection. That's big Kevin Gogan on Randall. Just takes him down inside. Haas slides on out. Tim Brown, the all-pro receiver he is, just finds the soft spot in the zone.
Trails only Fred Biletnikoff and Cliff Branch in Raiders history. And when you talk about Raider wide receivers, you're talking an extensive and glorious history. Barrett Roberts shaken up the center. He'll come off under his own steam.
Now, this is usually a concern for a coach. When a center comes out, you got the quarterback with a new center. But in the case of the Raiders, it's Dan Turk, a 12-year veteran, so you don't anticipate having to change anything.
Turk out of Wisconsin, 6'4", 290. Raiders in Viking territory as Kaufman checks back in on 1st and 10. 4 wide receivers. Kaufman. Flag is down. This one will come back. Kaufman to the 32-yard line, his best run of the night, but a flag thrown right in the middle of the line.
Holding number 67, offense.
Well, the snap was no problem, but it was a hold on Dan Turk, the new center.
Sometimes you're not up to the tempo. Number 67 right there. You'll see him hang on to Fisk, and there's the left arm in a hook. You got it. You can get it just a little bit, but as long as it's sitting there and the referee or the umpire gets a chance to see it, here come the flags. What the hell it takes to do that?
I wonder why they do that. How long, I don't know. The Raiders lead the league in holding calls. Pick a category in penalties. Down to the 39 goes Harvey Williams, who broke it on the delay, 14 yards for Williams. That was on a 1st and 20.
Even though they're down 10 points, they're showing great patience. Joe Bugle, the offensive coordinator here, still loves to run the football in any situation. That's what you're seeing out of the Raiders.
Barrett Robbins back in at center. Williams. Dixon Edwards brings him down after Van Horst came up and put him in a tough position. Nice play by Sean Van Horst, who was on the San Diego Chargers Super Bowl team, and Edwards, of course, with the Dallas Super Bowl teams.
For Sean Van Horst's first interception in this league was off of Warren Moon. Now he's his teammate.
3rd and 5 for Oakland. Hostetler flushed and dropped at the 37-yard line. That's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down. Fernando Smith, the 3rd-year man out of Jackson State, made the tackle.
And that's a nice job by the secondary of the Minnesota Vikings. Jeff Hostetler wanted to go to Tim Brown. That's Corey Fuller, number 27. Remember, you can bump within 5 yards. He's locked up on him. Now he lets him go, and he's trying to work to the middle. Corey Fuller just sort of hanging in there. Good job by Corey. Lock up inside 5 and do what you want. Maul. But after he passes it, let him go.
The Raiders send on Jeff Gossett and the punt team on 4th and 3.
I see D1. Way to go, D1.
Gossett trying to dump it inside the 10. Knocked back and saved. Let's see. The officials will talk this one over. And they're ruling it's a touchback.
I'll tell you why. Carl Kidd, number 46, who makes this play, his right plant foot gets in the end zone. And see, he doesn't reestablish back on the field. Watch his right foot. Yep. See? He's in the end zone. Sorry.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6 with a reservation number I'd like you to remember. Well, I asked a friend in the ad business, and he told me if you want people to remember your commercials, you got to stick some puppies or kids in them. So, here you go. Cute, aren't they? Guess you'll be remembering that number now. It's 1-800-4-MOTEL-6. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
The Odyssey has a fold-away rear seat. It drives like a car. It even has 4 doors. Perfect for the family on the go.
It's hunting season, Ted. Hello?
The Odyssey from Honda.
Can MasterCard help stop a thief? Any credit card can be still secure when you have it. But how many can protect you as well as MasterCard when they're lost or stolen? The answer lies in the tamper-resistant panel that MasterCard pioneered. It makes a stolen credit card practically useless. And your MasterCard even more secure.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Motel 6, where you can always find a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain. Call 1-800-4-MOTEL-6 for reservations. By Honda, vehicles designed to help simplify your life. And by MasterCard. MasterCard, it's smart money.
Minnesota has the football at its own 20-yard line. Leroy Horde, the single set back behind Brad Johnson. And Leroy Horde bursts through another hole, breaks a tackle, 35, 40. 45-yard line before it's taken out of bounds.
Mike, and 15 of those yards came without a shoe. That one was so impressive. Who says you need spikes to run in this kind of weather? Corey Stringer, number 77, makes that play happen. Watch number 77. There he is. He's just going to collapse it and allow Leroy to get right up the middle. The big guy just comes on down. He's pushing everything in sight. Does a good job of coming up on the safety and allows Leroy to get up into the secondary.
Leroy, 9 carries, 61 yards. That romp was at 25. Scotty Graham will give him a breather, and Graham across the 45. Flag is down. Again in the area where you normally have holding, as Leroy Horde gets reshod.
You know, sometimes it's tough when you have to go into the pits and get that tire refixed.
We got to have Jerry Punch here.
Yeah.
Holding, number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
F. Christie, the 3-year starter at center, called for the hold. So the Vikings give up excellent field position. In the last 3 weeks, the Minnesota Vikings had run for a total in 3 weeks of 74 yards. Leroy Horde is close to matching that here in the first half.
Been everything they wanted him to be and more.
Leroy's got to be thinking, hey, this is my 3rd team this year. I'm glad I'm finally getting a chance to run the ball. Ampley is in. They fake the end around to Ismail. And the pass complete up to the 40 to Andrew Jordan, the tight.
A convertible 3rd and 7 situation.
Clock running, 10:19 to go in the half. Johnson with a short set. Chris Carter to the 48-yard line. Chris Carter with his 60th catch of the year. He told us last night, he said, when the Eagles let me go for $1 on the waiver wire is a moment I will never forget.
Watch this. Albert Lewis is taking him outside. Chris does a good job of lulling him, and then he just holds position. See how he turns his numbers to Brad? That's what a quarterback is looking for, not shoulders. He wants to see numbers.
I tied him with the great Raymond Berry all time. He said, what a humbling experience to be up there with those guys. Here's the interception. The pick by Terry McDaniel. 56 yards and a touchdown. For Terry McDaniel, the 4th interception of the season, his 32nd career, number 3 all-time Raiders.
You can't make a mistake and throw the ball behind somebody. Chris Carter comes out of his break. You see how the ball's behind him? That ball was a half a step late. And look at Terry McDaniel. We talk about, remember Mike Singletary's eyes? Terry's got those Mike eyes.
Cole Ford for the point after. And the Raiders in one fell swoop get back in a game that had been dominated by the Vikings. 10-7, Terry McDaniel, one of the greatest thieves in the history of the NFL, goes for the score.
The results are in.
At least we'll be the loudest team out there.
College basketball's favorite wacky announcer scores on home video.
That's awesome, baby, when it counts to last.
Dick Vitale's Dreamtime Baby takes you center court where the blood pressure rises.
He's jamming and he's slamming.
And where college basketball history is made.
Jubilation City.
If you love basketball as much as Dick Vitale,
Doesn't get better than this, baby.
this video's for you.
Showtime. Hello.
Dick Vitale's Dreamtime Baby, now available on home video.
If you're losing your hair, listen up. I'm here to tell you about a remarkable product that's brand new to America. Bioplex Hair Treatment, an advanced formula that's been proven to work in Canada for over 20 years. Bioplex is a completely drug-free lotion made with all natural ingredients. That means results, not side effects. Don't wait any longer. The faster you start, the faster Bioplex can help. Take charge of your hair loss. Call the toll-free number now. Our trained consultants are standing by to answer your questions.
Every week, Barron scours the investment world for growth opportunities. With comprehensive coverage of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, everything that could affect your finances. Subscribe with your credit card now and get 17 weeks of Barron's for the price of 13. That's 4 more opportunities to turn money into wealth. Get 17 weeks of Barron's for only $37. That's 4 weeks free. Call now toll-free in the continental U.S. 800-228-5400. That's 800-228-5400.
Willie Brown very happy on the sideline. One of the Raiders' assistants, even though his all-time Raider record has just been broken by Terry McDaniel. His 5th interception return for a touchdown in his Raiders career. He's just been brilliant.
So smart. Really plays the game with his head out there, not just his great legs.
Morrow and Ismail are deep to receive. Cadre will bring it out. Ouch. Stuck at the 12-yard line. Carl Kidd down on special teams, drilled it. And the Raiders have some emotion back.
Well, so often, Mike, when the offense is struggling and it's sluggish, I can recall when I played, if the defense goes out and makes play, all of a sudden everybody gets excited. We just saw it on the special teams, so you know they're pumped. Now it's up to the defense to do it again, get the ball back in the offense's hand, and give them a chance to drive it.
That was you and Riggins and Art Monk and the Hogs. The offense didn't struggle very often.
Well, every now and then.
From the 13, Leroy Hoyt. Very patient run across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
You know, and for the Vikings, they just have to take the mindset, okay, you know, it's almost like the beginning of the game, except we got 3 points. So let's go back and just do what we've been doing. The Raiders have not stopped Dennis Green's offense running the football yet. So you don't abandon it. You just stay with it.
2nd and 7. What really hurt the Vikings on the last drive was the holding call. Then the interception. Ford again. To about the 18. The worldwide leader in sports brings you the first 24-hour all-sports news network. ESPN News is now the place to turn for breaking news and in-depth stories in the world of sports. To get ESPN News, call your local cable operator or satellite program provider. 3rd and 4 for the Vikings. Amp Lee is in the backfield behind Johnson. Throws late to Cadre Ismail. He's got the first down and more. Cadre to midfield. Jake Reed and Chris Carter downfield blocking for him, and he gains 38. One thing you can tell about Brad Johnson, he doesn't panic. He waits to find somebody.
No, he really is a pocket passer, and he's polished enough to be able to stay there. But watch the job that Ampli does on Chester McLaughlin. He's just hanging with him, just gets in his way, and then all of a sudden, Kadri comes across the field real late and does a good job of picking up. But this is an excellent job downfield by Albert Lewis not to commit and allow him to go the distance for 6.
The Raiders have not been particularly sharp in their tackling tonight. Scotty Graham gets a couple before he's wrapped up by Russell Maryland.
The difference in Scotty Graham and Leroy Horde. Horde, if he's hit, he's going to make 2 or 3 more yards. Scotty Graham is only going to get what's blocked. So when he carries the ball, it's going to be a little bit less yards. And, of course, Leroy needs a little repair.
He also looks like he's hanging on to his left wrist or left hand. We'll check on it and pass it along as soon as we get it. Play action, Johnson being rushed, throws, nice catch down to the 37-yard line. Charles Evans that time made the nice grab on the little swing. Mike Morton shoved him out of bounds.
Boy, if you don't get to Chester McLaughlin, he can make some penetration. Randall McDaniel, Dixon can't cut him off. And look at his speed. And that man's 325 pounds. Vikings doing a nice job of moving Brad Johnson. He's rolling to the left, rolling to the right, not just sitting in the pocket, giving the Raiders a stationary target.
3rd and 3. And the Raiders want a timeout. Mike Jones didn't like what he saw with the 4 wide receivers and called time with 6:18 to go in the half. Back to Oakland in a moment.
The Panasonic razor lets you shave wet or lets you shave dry. You choose how to use it for a great shave every time. Lather up and shave wet or shave quick and dry. Your choice. Blade close, electric smooth, rinse clean. Work hard, play hard, and shave your way. Panasonic.
Man, nothing like a new pair of Nike Turf trainers.
Yeah, you know Steve Young works out in the Air Zoom Fly.
Oh, can that guy hustle? All right. Hey, you're Steve Young.
So, what do you think?
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
See, Bob, was that your daughter on hard copy last night?
Hey, Bob, they ever find your gold card?
Hey, Bob, I hear your neighbor's suing you.
Bob, your computer crashed.
Hi, Bob. Heard about your root canal. Bummer.
Woo! I just stepped in something, Chief.
Life gotten a little crazy? Try the simple sanity of an Accord sedan. From Honda.
The time will be 7:30 p.m.
Monday nights, your NFL action starts at 7:30. Mike Tirico, Sterling Sharp, and Joe Theismann take you deep inside the NFL. It's time to catch NFL Prime Monday. Monday nights at 7:30, only on ESPN.
10-7 Vikings second quarter. Huge game for both of these head coaches. Mike White maybe more so, as his club comes in 4-6, and there are 7 teams in front of him in the race for an AFC wildcard spot. Dennis Green, of course, with all the Lou Holtz rumors swirling around, has his team at 5-5. He can't afford a loss. Johnson under pressure. Floats it. Carter run over. No flag, and Chris Carter screaming at the official as Lorenzo Lynch just ran over Chris Carter.
Well, you see the officials sort of like they're waving back high hair. What it is, the ball was considered uncatchable, and he was out of bounds, so there really shouldn't be any. See where the white line is? Right now, he's out of bounds. So Lynch's contact really is irrelevant, and they say that it was an uncatchable ball. I don't agree with the uncatchable ball.
I don't buy that at all.
But he was out of bounds already, Mike, and so that doesn't matter. That would be the only way that would be a justifiable call. That was certainly not an uncatchable ball.
They will go for it on 4th and 3. They caught the Raiders off guard. The defense not set. Now Johnson trying to scramble for it, and he doesn't make it. The Vikings got everything they could ask for. The Raiders weren't set. They were looking around wondering what defense to be in, and they still didn't make it. A huge momentum play in the second quarter.
You want to ride. You want to tone. To shape, to condition. You want the best. Cardioglide by Westlaw.
Rated by Consumer Digest as a best buy. With variable resistance, it's no wonder Consumer Digest rated Cardioglide a best buy. Call now.
You say you like NASCAR? Well, strap into your seat. Check your instrument panel and punch the accelerator. Welcome to NASCAR Online, NASCAR's official site on the World Wide Web, where you can ride shotgun all the way to the checkered flag, get up to the minute news, track reports, and driver info. You even have access to the same stuff as Winston Cup officials. NASCAR Online, any more in depth than your computer would need lug nuts. NASCAR Online, start it up.
Dennis Green gambled. Right now he lost, going for it on 4th and 3.
Mike, I don't like the decision. Your defense hasn't given up anything yet. Now all of a sudden you sacrifice field position in a close game. Chester McLaughlin, I think, did a terrific job. I believe this was a quarterback draw all the way. The problem is Chester really didn't go far enough up the field. Good individual effort by Chester McLaughlin.
The Raiders have done virtually nothing on offense, but their defense has given them a touchdown, and they're down by only 3. Hostetler. That play doesn't work at all as Ricky Dudley appeared to catch the ball right at the line of scrimmage and then was just run over by 3 Viking defenders.
This game is going exactly the way Dennis Green scripted it. The offense is to take control. The defense is getting rested and being able to run after wherever the Raiders have to go.
Raiders in the hurry up on 2nd and 7. Go back to the run game with Kaufman. He ran into Hostetler on the handoff and loses 4. Dixon Edwards made the tackle. Coming up at halftime from the ESPN News Desk, Chris Berman, the fastest 3 minutes in television. And how about those Redskins beating the Eagles when everybody left them for dead after the last couple of weeks?
Congratulations to Norv Turner and particularly Ron Lynn, the defensive coordinator, who solved a lot of the woes that he's seen the last couple of weeks.
3rd and 11. Good protection for Hostetler. Throws over the middle. He's got the first down. The completion to Jet. Harlan Barnett made the hit, but way too late to stop the pass.
Good job by that offensive line. That time the Vikings decided to rush 5. And Haas does a nice job of sliding over and finding a passing lane. It just hangs the ball up in the middle. Jet, good job in concentration.
Raiders in Viking territory just outside the 47. Kaufman, big hole. Brady makes the tackle, but not before he picks up nearly 9 yards.
Mike, the reason why this no-huddle works so effectively for the Raiders is you have to respect the speed outside. They go with 3 wide receivers. Ricky Dudley is as good a receiver as you'll find, and the 5 guys in the middle are huge.
That really opens it up for Kaufman, as it does again. Napoleon Kaufman with 1 man to beat, brought down on a saving tackle by Orlando Thomas.
They've got this Minnesota Vikings defense backpedaling right now. Ricky Dudley, number 83 on Dixon Edward, just slides him outside. All you need is a body on a body when you're lined up across the board.
First down Raiders, down by 3, but drive it. Hostetler changes the play. Throws for the end zone and overthrown. Good coverage there by Corey Fuller, who was right on top of Darryl Hobbs.
I'll tell you, Dwayne Washington, Corey Fuller, the two corners are doing an excellent job on Hobbs and Jet, basically outside in man-to-man coverage. Where the Raiders have been successful is working the middle of the football field when the safeties are playing zones.
Second and 10. Clock stopped with 3:13 to go in the half. Hostetler swings it to Kaufman, one-on-one, and a solid tackle by Dwayne Washington.
Brought down by Dwayne Washington.
Kaufman in the open field, an exceptionally dangerous player with a great speed he had.
What you're thinking now, Mike, if I'm Jeff Hostetler, if I can get 8 yards and get it 4th and 2, I think Mike White will go along with me to try and go for it, or at least I'm within field goal range for 4.
Hostetler on 3rd and 11 in trouble. Flag is down. He gets rid of it. Kaufman again. Another solid tackle by Washington. Now we'll check the penalty, and it's another hold against the Raiders. Now here's the question. Do you bring up 4th down and a makeable field goal, or do you push him back?
I think you take him back. I think you take him back. Right now, you're looking at a 37-yard field goal, which is a makeable field goal. You penalize him 10 yards. They get the ball on a 35-yard line. That means he's looking at a 50-plus if they stop him. So I take him back without question.
Holding, number 64, offense. 10 yards, 3rd down.
Good
Robert Jenkins, the left tackle. And, of course, Cole Ford has missed 2 big kicks in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but even if he's trying to kick a long one, wouldn't expect him to make it. This is the right decision. Of course, he missed a 28-yarder last week against Tampa that cost him the game.
3rd and 21 now. Harvey Williams in the lineup. Looked like early movement from the left tackle Jenkins. They'll whistle the play dead. So the Raiders, probably with back-to-back penalties, this has killed them all year.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 64, offense. 5 yards, 3rd down.
The natural tendency of defensive coordinators, both in college and in this league, Mike, is now, with 3rd down and 1,000,000, to play zone. Personally, I'd go after him. Watch Jenkins on the left there, number 64. Just a little bit of a movement before. If I was Foge, I wouldn't give Haas an opportunity to throw the ball to one of those speed guys down the field. I'd make him get rid of it in a hurry.
Vikings so far still lead the penalty derby. And now we've reached the 2-minute warning. So the Raiders will have a chance to talk over what they want to do on 3rd and 26.
You got a client meeting before, and you better be there.
You're not gonna wear that, are you?
Hey, lady, you're out of Huggies.
Life getting kind of complicated? Try the simple luxury of an Accord V6 sedan from Honda.
These are the biggest feet in pro basketball. Shoe size 21. If you think the shoes are hard to fill, imagine what it takes to fill the rest of it.
Big boy.
Well, new cheese tortellini from Chunky foots the bill. It's loaded with giant ring-shaped pasta stuffed with cheese, plus huge chunks of chicken and tons of vegetables. So if you've got a giant appetite to feed, Chunky cheese tortellini scores with the big boys. Satisfied?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Kimball's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
can do your banking from home with the world's #1 selling home computer with Intel Pentium processor. Packard Bell. Wouldn't you rather be at home? Feel the power.
Vikings with a 3-point lead coming up at halftime from the ESPN News Desk. Chris Berman will be there with the fastest 3 minutes in television. And particularly, we'll be taking a look at the Redskins and the Eagles as Washington goes back on top in the NFC East.
Big win on the road for them in Philadelphia.
It will be 3rd and 26. The Raiders have it at the Minnesota 42.5-yard line. Trailing by 3, the offense has done very little against the tough Minnesota defense. Four-man rush. Hostetler throws short. James Jett can't slip a tackle. Down at the 35. From here, it would be a 52-yard field goal attempt. And here comes the punt team with Gossett.
That's a right decision. You have all your timeouts left. The 2-minute warning has gone by, so you have an opportunity to stop the clock. If the Vikings don't get it, you make them punt, you get field position, you still got a chance to kick 3.
And it's a wet field. You can hardly expect a field goal kicker to come in and hit from 52 on wet grass.
No, you don't.
Amp Lee back at his 10. Clock running down to 1 minute 20 seconds. Gossett hangs it very, very high. Fair catch made at the 14. Let's go to Mark Malone.
Thanks, Mike. Chester McLaughlin, the defensive tackle for the Oakland Raiders, in our Packard Bell spotlight. The often lauded defensive tackle has been up and down so far tonight. Early in the game, the only play he made in the first quarter, splits the double team. Watch the hit, bam, on Scotty Graham for no gain. Then Dixon, 350 pounds, puts him on his back. And then, of course, you showed the sack. Working hard, and then comes back off to make the sack on Brad Johnson. He's just been an up-and-down player, oftentimes quitting tonight. Mike?
Mark, that's been the book on him his entire career. Just an extreme talent if they can get him to go every play. Amp Lee in there on 1st and 10, and they'll give him the ball on the draw. Amp Lee with a little hesitation move up to the 26. That'll be a first down. Mike Jones made the tackle. The Vikings have all of their timeouts.
That got them as much as they needed to get them into their 2-minute mode to try and score.
They'll try it again. Amp Lee just picks his way across the 30. I think the feeling right here might be we have played so well, we've made one mistake, and it cost us. Let's not make another one.
I don't agree with it. I think if you have that much time and that many timeouts, you got to try and get 3.
Johnson with time. Chris Carter, nice catch in traffic up to the 37-yard line. Dennis Green signaling for a timeout. And they'll take it with 22 seconds left. I'm sorry, the clock's still running. Now he stopped it at 21. They're
going to bring the chains out. The only way this clock gets stopped is if Bob McElwee stops it.
Let's go back to Mark. Mark?
Yeah, Mike, thank you. We take a look at the numbers on Chester McLaughlin so far in the first half. He's been double-teamed 7 times out of 27 plays. They've run at him 6 times for only 11 yards. He's made 3 tackles and, of course, the 1 quarterback hit. But again, they depend so much on this player to stop the run, and Minnesota has run the ball as effectively so far tonight as they have in the first 3 games.
And that's got to shock the Oakland Raiders a little bit. I mean, they had to know that with Leroy Horde as the new acquisition, they would come in here and try to run. But the Raiders have been very good at stopping the run.
The Vikings put up a big sign. It was almost like an advertisement. Hey, look, we're moving David Dixon in 350 pounds at guard, and Leroy Horde's going to start. We're going to run the football.
3rd and short for the Vikings. They appear to be in no hurry as the clock starts again. And Johnson will just go with a quarterback keeper and nearly dehorned by Eddie Anderson for his trouble.
Mike, they're going to run it down to the half, but I don't agree with it. They had over 1 minute and 10 seconds to try and make a play, and now they call the timeout. And you got me. I mean, I do not agree with the last 2 offensive series of the Minnesota Vikings. Going for it on 4th down at Oakland's 40 and not trying to at least take a shot for a field goal attempt here.
But why would you call a timeout now with 3 seconds left? ABC's Monday Night Football is coming your way tomorrow night. 9 Eastern time, a huge game in the NFC. Troy Aikman and the Dallas Cowboys trying to continue their dominance over the Green Bay Packers. And the Pack looking to break a 6-game losing streak to the Cowboys in Texas Stadium. Brett Favre said it best. We may be the best team in football, but until we beat the Dallas Cowboys, nobody's going to believe it.
Yeah, and you know something? One thing about the schedule making in the league, why does Green Bay always have to go to Dallas to play? Even though there's a formula, the league ought to take a look at that formula and maybe change one of the potions just a little bit to make it, I think, just a little bit more intriguing.
Let's see if they go with a Hail Mary. This is the play that worked on the last play of the half last week for San Diego. Johnson steps up, guns this one down the middle. It's going to be picked off. Lorenzo Lynch with the interception. Here is the danger of making a play like that. Can Lynch take it back? Brought down at the 39. A 37-yard return, so the Vikings conservative, and then they gamble. That's the end of the first half. The score, 10-7 Vikings. Now let's join Chris Berman at the ESPN News Desk for the Acura Halftime Report.
From the worldwide leader in sports, this is ESPN News.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Halftime. I'm Chris Berman. You might know that. I'm at the ESPN News Desk. Bob Stevens, John Butchergross, and thank you for letting me into your home.
Anytime.
I've kind of come into their studio for a little bit. We're going to give you what we always get. We never get enough of in TV. About a 12, 13, 14-minute break.
Super.
All right?
Leave the quarter under the pillow on your way out. 20 seconds.
Let me take over. And we are at halftime, of course, of our game, which you are enjoying from Oakland. And if it's at halftime, that means a very quick 3 minutes. Well, week 12 of the NFL, as everybody knows, the last AFC team to win in the Super Bowl was the 1983 Los Angeles Raiders. So that's 12 years since an AFC team has won one. Big game of the day in the AFC, Denver and New England. The question, could either of them be somebody? Could either of them be legitimate Super Bowl contenders? And here we go from Foxborough. Terrell Davis, boy, is he a contender. John Elway, swing pass, 15 yards, 7-0 Broncos. Davis, 10 yards out, zips into the end zone, 14-0 Broncos. Davis, 32 carries, 154 yards. He has over 1,200 on the year. Broncos pass the Patriots 34-8. John Carter fumbles the lateral, then fumbles and picks it up as David White, playing for Bryce Pop. The Bills lead the Bengals 21-7. Third quarter, Jim Kelly, Steve Tisker at Tasker, 22 yards. And then defense, 7 sacks today of Bengal quarterbacks. That was Gabe, Northern Exposure, 31-17 Bills. Bill Cowher's lost 2 of 3 to the Jaguars. But instead of Jacksonville going in, it's Pittsburgh that's going in. Carnell Lake hits Mark Brunell and good. Go all the way. 85 yards, Steelers win 28-3. Dolphins hit the Oilers. Chris Chandler picked off by the rookie, Zach Thomas. He goes in from 26 yards. The Dolphins come from behind and lead at 20-17. Now the score 20-20. Dan Marino, the dump to Troy Drayton. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, 51 yards. Sets up with seconds left. Joe Nedney, good. Dolphins win 23-20. Jets at the Colts. Frank Reich, he was in the right place to Jeff Graham. 3 touchdowns for Graham, 15-10 Jets. But it was the wrong time for Reich. Picked up by Eugene Daniel. 35-yard touchdown. Daniel 2 picks. Jets down 5 late. Keyshawn Johnson almost pulls in the Hail Mary. He doesn't. Colts win 34-29. Giants at the Cardinals inside the red zone. The Giants, no good. Rodney Hampton stopped. Dave Brown to Charles Way, forget it. 3rd and goal, Brown trips over his own lineman. Meanwhile, the Cards not having that trouble. Boomer, 260 yards. The Cards beat the Giants 31-23. Saints and Falcons. First Falcon interception since early September. That one was done by Cornelius Bennett. Terrence Mathis, touchdown from Bobby Hebert. Falcons actually win 17-15. Ravens at Niners, Elvis Gerback to Jerry Rice. Elvis hardly an embarrassment to humankind. 26 of 31, 268. Eric Sire stripped and a touchdown for Chris Coleman, 38-20, the Niners. Panthers, Rams, 19 penalties in this one. Eddie Kennison and Jeremy Lincoln, hey, they're teammates. Steve Berline, disputed touchdown to Wesley, boom, Walls. But it's called a TD, the Panthers win 20-10. Bears at the Chiefs. Steve Bono, the pitch to Kimball Anders. He's in the end zone, touchdown. Chiefs lead 14-7. Dave Craig was sacked twice by Derek Thomas. He's been sacked more than anybody else, 485 times. Chiefs win 14-10. Buccaneers and Chargers. Stan Humphries picked off by John Lynch. Leads to an Eric Red touchdown. You saw Monday night at the end of the half a Hail Mary. But this time, Chargers don't connect. The Bucs have actually won on the West Coast for the first time in 16 years, 25-17. Don Mikowski to Herman Moore. Lions lead the Seahawks. Now it's 17-16. Seconds to go. Todd Peterson. It's good. It's no good. Rasputin lives. Wayne Fonts. And the Lions win at 17-16.
This halftime report is presented by Acura, where you'll find that luxury doesn't have to be boring.
When we return, the game of the day. Skins and Eagles each brought defense. Yards were hard to come by. Who would reign in the NFC East? Stay with us.